Hey, what's up everybody? This is Kalen from White Glove Models. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get started on stage 6 of the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Today's build looks like it is going to be a lot of fun because we get to get started on the engine. So here is the left engine block, the cylinder head, and a exhaust manifold. You also get a little dipstick there. That's everything that comes in stage 6. And I don't know when the rest of the engine's going to come, but I really hope it comes soon because building the engines on some of these models is one of my favorite parts. So without further delay, let's get started. First, we're going to grab the left engine block and orient it something like that. And then they are calling this the left engine support. And that will go right into here. And you're going to be securing this into place with DM screws. And make sure that it catches the thread. And I'm just gonna get it started. Grab one more screw. Just make sure that it finds that thread. And then go ahead and tighten these down. Do have to use quite a bit of force on that one. Looks like everything is good and tight. It's not going anywhere. Next, we're gonna take the engine block lower part, which looks like this. And it will be installing, orient the engine just like so. And then it'll be installing right there. I've already got a screw loaded up here. This will be a DM screw. And I did dip it into oil because it is going into metal. And then you just screw that down into place. Make sure it's tight and flush. There we go. And next we are going to be grabbing the dipstick, and that just goes into this little hole right there. And it's not a very secure fit, but it'll hold it in place for now. Down the road I might be putting some super glue in there just to keep it in there forever. But there you go. Then we can set this off to the side, and you'll be grabbing the left cylinder head and the exhaust manifold. And it's going to be oriented this direction. So you have these 3 holes here. And then taking the manifold, you will just slide it in. And then on the bottom here, do this so you guys can see there are 3 mounting holes, and all of that will be secured in place with AP screws. And then we have the ignition wire junction, which looks something like this. It's got 4 little holes in the top of it for your wires to go through. And turn this back over. And this will be just popping into place right here. And I believe it will be held into place with the valve cover, which we will be installing next. You want to make sure that the Cadillac logo, or right there, is facing this direction. So this will be fun to put together. Just a second, stand by. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that in. Get it close at least. And then, there we go, perfect. Then you'll be holding the valve cover in with BP screws. And these, make sure you use the black ones. Go ahead and start with this guy right there. Then we get to attach the cylinder head to the, oh, see, that's already popped out. We will be dealing with this guy later, the oil dipstick. So we're gonna bring the engine block over and it'll be oriented this direction. Then you take the whole cylinder head and it will just drop into place. So there's these holes right, or these tabs right here, which will pop into these holes. And we'll be securing that with AP screws. And that hole is not lining up the way I want to see it. There we go. I'm going to start with this side because that is definitely lined up. Just want to double check the alignment of this. There we go. That definitely looks better. Then we get to grab our transmission that we had earlier. So after I was finished, I realized that this does actually have to go in. This is actually on step 2. So what we will be doing is you have the bell housing and transmission facing this direction. And then you take the connector plate and facing with this little circle down there. And it should just pop right into place just like that. Those will be held in with EM screws. You've got 3 of them to put in. I had a sneaking feeling that I had missed it because it didn't make sense that it wasn't attached. But we're fixing it. There's number 2 and the last one. And that is good and tight. I'm happy with that. Perfect. There you go. Now that is the actual completed stage 5. Next we will be attaching the transmission that we finished in stage 5 to the left side of the engine block. So they have the engine block facing this direction, and you will just marry it up to the transmission bell housing right like so. So there's this tab which will be going into that screw hole right there. Clean up the fuzz that keeps coming off of my towel. And you'll be holding that in place with a DM screw. And that is going into metal, so I will be using some oil. And just make sure that it seats correctly and start screwing that down. Go ahead and make that good and tight. Perfect. And this is the end of stage 6. So we've got a partially built motor right here, the left hand side, and your transmission, which is starting to look pretty good. This is actually a really big beefy section, so once the motor and tranny are all together, it's actually going to look pretty cool. But there you go. Come on, one more time, man. Jeez. Today's build looks like it's going to be a lot of fun because guess what? You gotta redo it. Today's build looked like... One more time. Today's build looked like... You'll be grabbing the... That is not the engine support. Today's build looks like it's going to be a lot of fun because we get to get... I don't know where I'm pointing, so... So you've got the left engine block, cylinder, and the... There we go. Okay, whatever.